That's it.
Is that it?
That's it. Okay, so today we're doing the struts on the smart car. It's kind of like working on like a toy car. I guess it's some event. So what we have here, we have some new springs. We have a broken spring. We have the Lesso Jorforce springs made in Sweden, and you can see the rings on it. It's about the size of a pencil. Actually, it's exactly the size of a pencil, right? Do we need a spring compressor for these? Probably not, to be honest. So here's what's weird about this. These are prone to break because where they sit in the cup, they sit like this. Where they sit in the cup, it gets rusty and it breaks, right? This car does not have a strut that's mounted normally. Like usually you have a cup on top and you have 3 bolts. You take the whole strut out of the car and that's how you do it, right? Oh no, we don't have it on this. So this one, I'll let Philip get in. I don't think you can even see that. We might take these headlights out to do this. You can see back in here, maybe, there you get the light. It just has 1 bolt in the middle and that's it. So, you can't see it? Anyhow, it only has a bolt that you ordinarily take off, take the spring out of the strut. So, what we're going to have to do is, I guess we're going to take that off first, see where that gets us. But there is also a pinch bolt. You can probably get in there and see. I'm going to grab this light. There's a pinch bolt in the bottom of the strut, which is right down here. That pinches that together just like a BMW. There you go. You can see it right here. Maybe. Kind of. There you go. And then we have the sway bar link, which is right there, which bolts on the backside of the strut. Right now, the sway bar link bracket is holding up the spring. Right? So what we're going to have to do is take this off first. Let's get to that. We'll be right back. Okay. So a little bit interesting. It's a little hard to get this nut off when the strut spins so easily. They do make a special tool to hold that. We don't have that. So this is a 21 mil nut. Usually when you take this off, you have a strut on the ground and you could easily hold the shaft from spinning or whatever. This is so inset, you're supposed to use a wrench and then a torque, so you can't do that. It's too inset to do that. It sits like in a cup. Sets in this cup, like so, right? You're not going to get a wrench on it. It's a problem. So what we did was we got our impact. We got a double swivel, 1/2 inch drive with about a, I think, 10-inch long extension with a 21 mil short. It's just enough flex that we could get it in there and clear the cowling and zip it out. Now, how do we zip it out? See, how'd you hold that? This is how we held it. If Philip get in there and show you. We got as high as we could. We got 2 different vice grips on it, cinched down. We tried one pair, it wouldn't do it. You got to try to get as high as you can, because if you don't, what you're going to do, you're going to gouge up that shaft, and then when it goes down through the little seal, it's going to mess it up. We don't know if this strut's good at all. The struts are fairly expensive for this thing, so we didn't get them right now, but if they're totally just shot, we'll have to stop, order those, and carry on. So let's lift it up in the air. Let's see if we get this thing out of here the rest of the way. So we're just taking the sway bar end link off. These are aftermarket and they don't have the little thing on the back where you could hold the end link. And so it just spins. So on this one, it still had, was it T30? Yep, T30. It actually didn't strip, so we were able to use that in a wrench. which is rare. Usually they strip right out. And then we're going here with this. It's a 16 mil on the pinch bolt. And then we're gonna say a little prayer. And we're gonna take that right off just like that. All right? So just like BMW, just like Mercedes or anything, this is identical to all that. What we're gonna have to do at this point, I don't think we can pull that down. I might be able to pull that out of there. So before we go any further, might be able to skate around undoing the pinch bolt. What we did here, we ended up having to take off, not the pinch bolt, even though we took it loose, only the sway bar, and then the tie rod is getting in the way. The pinch bolt, I don't like messing with those. Those can be very difficult. So now we're loose. Getting that off there might be something different too. So this spring's actually broken on the top, or the bottom and the top, in two different spots. And here's the bottom piece right there. We're going to have to pry off the strut. The top piece, it's gone. What you got to watch out is to make sure that doesn't come off and go through your tire. Right? I'll set this off to the side and let's see. Can we even get this off of here easily? Oh, there we go. There you go. Cool deal, huh? So like that was the easy part. The fun part is gonna be getting this bad boy back on there and back up in there. So if you look here, well, Philip show you, you actually have another nut on top. You can see it, that holds, I guess, the top pad on, which that all feels really good. Is the strut totally ruined? No. I mean, actually, it's not perfect, but it's returning. It's actually pretty decent. Could be better, but I mean, it has 130,000 miles on it. Okay, let's try to reassemble here and see how that goes. Okay, so here's what we got. It has another 21 nut on top. So we just zipped that off. We're gonna slip this off. Put that off to the side of this one. And then we gotta take this off. And now, will allow us to get the new spring. There it is. I was gonna say where the hell did I put it. I'll slip this back down on here, like so. Okay, so it was a little bit, it took me a little bit to figure out what the hell is going on here because everything is broken. So we have a cup. Let me break it down here for you. Because if you have the broken spring, you're gonna have the same problem. You're gonna be like, what in the hell is even going on here? So you have this piece, which goes on first. That's the bearing. That locks on there. Then you have the cup. Our cup was laying all the way down because the spring was broken. So the cup goes on next, just like this with the taper down. All right. Then next up, this goes on like so. Then this nut goes on top of the rubber bumper. This bumper is only for the sole purpose of tightening the strut in between the body of the car. And then over here, this goes on the top. This is the top piece that goes under the hood with the nut. And that sandwiches in between here. So the chassis of the car is going to sit here. I go right on top, tighten down against there. A little bit complex, but when stuff's either one, pre-taken apart or broken, sometimes it's a little hard to tell what's going on here. Now, the spring compressors are on here, as you can tell. We're gonna have to bump this down with the impact. We might have to hold this up at the top with a pair of vice grips. I don't really know. Let's find out right now. Let me grab a 22. Everything's good with that. Yeah, so it just slips through there. I feel like there could be something else that sits on there, but there's nothing else. Unless we're still missing something, I don't really know. But that should work fine for what we're doing. And like I said, you know, there's nothing, it's just rubber, right? And the metal cup has to go on there. So it has to go like that. Okay, let's carry on. Everything's reassembled. It's a little bit weird reassembling this one. So to recap, we undid the tie rod and popped it out. Is real easy. The sway bar end link, we did undid from the strut. We undid, we got audio to start with. We undid the pinch bolt, which is up in here. I'll let Philip get up in there, which is up there at the top of the strut and go down towards the, there you go. And there's a pinch bolt there on the bottom. Well, we didn't really have to take that apart. We got everything else out. A little bit weird getting the nut back on top. You got to make sure all the stacks are lined up just right, or you won't have enough thread to tighten up all the way. What we're going to have to do now is do the whole other side. Then we'll have to let it down when all the weight of the vehicle's on the tires, which the wheels are at the tire shop, getting new tires. We'll have to retighten the top strut bolts after all the way the car is on it. So in the meantime, we have full ceramic brake pads to put on it and the other side to finish up, and that's pretty much it. So for today, we're gonna close this video out. Back tomorrow in the same video. So we got 2 seconds for you guys, and hopefully we're driving this thing. Okay, so we're not driving the Mighty Smart car. We're not pulling any wheelies, nothing like that. We're giving a nice little shakedown here. Everything's done on it. We got the new springs on. We got the brakes done, engine mount, spark plugs. Anything else we could see? We're still waiting on the oil filter and the hood latches. So if we go too fast, the hood might fly off, but it has a strap on it. So maybe we'll only break the windshield, not totally get lost, right? So we'll be back at the shop here in a second. We'll finish our test drive. And so here we are. I mean, everything test drove great. It is what it is. It doesn't have a lot of horsepower, or hardly any. But it should make our good friend Paramy a good car for a little while. And like I don't think I told you guys, I actually tried to buy one of these a few days ago. It didn't work out. And I was kind of looking forward to fixing it. I think it'd be easy sell with the price of gasoline going up so high right now. Maybe we'll do that in the future. But that's it. That's going to be all for today's video, guys. We'll see you later.